Hi, in this lesson we are going to learn how to format your visual in Microsoft Power BI. So this is the visual we have created in the last sessions. So this is before that formatting this we must understand this that the visual that we want to format we must select that. Sometimes what happens the dashboard may have a number of visuals, but the particular visuals that we are going to format or we intend to format we should select first. So first we will select. So this is being selected. We can see here build visual. This is the data tab. Okay, and this is close to that. It is the format your visuals, and there is also another option that if we want to add further analysis to our visuals, that this is the options. So in this sessions we are going to use this. This is the formatting tab. Okay. So what we can do, we will select first. So we must bear in mind we must select the visual first. Okay. Suppose we don't select the visuals, what will happen? We cannot format it. Okay. We cannot format it. Okay. So what is more important? We should select. So whatever formatting that we are going to do, that this will only affect the particular visuals. Okay. So let us click here. Okay. So there are two options here. Okay. We can see there are multiple options are also there. We can see this is visual, then general, then these are the options like expand all categories, collapse all categories. More options are also there. So we are going to learn this. This is visuals and general. Okay, options we are going to explore. So let us see. Here we have two axes. One is x-axis. This is horizontal, and there is one vertical axis that is called y-axis. Suppose take for example these two axes are on. Suppose we do not want to see x-axis. Okay, so we can see this is now hidden. Okay, so the names below the x-axis is hidden. We can select this if it is required. If it is not required, we can just simply switch up it. Okay, change it. These options. Okay, so this is required. We will change it. Then similarly, this will also happen to this y-axis. Suppose we don't want this y-axis to be visible, so we can also switch up it. Okay, we can change it. Okay. So this is required. So according to our requirement, we can use these options. Then there is a legend. So this is called legend actually. Okay. So we'll see. Suppose we'll off it. Okay. So this normally disappears. You can see state disappear. This is actual legend. The Delhi, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. These three colors represent these three states. Okay. Suppose we do not want this, we can simple switch off this. Okay. So there is some other options are there also. We can explore this grid line. So grid line, you can see there are some lines here. Okay, horizontal lines are there. We can see dotted line because this is being selected. Suppose we don't want it, we can switch up it. It will that we can change it. Okay, to we can off it. Okay, so this will not appear. Suppose we want it, it will appear. So a small line that is coming. So we can see what is the formatting style for the grid. So suppose we want dash line, take for example, we can make it dash, or we can suppose we want to make it dotted, it will appear like this. Suppose we want to solid, so that after it solid it will appear. Okay, so this depends on our choice. Suppose we want grid, how the grid should look like we should do. So this is the width actually. Okay, suppose take for example we'll write it 20. Okay, so how does it look? So this is the width of this will be increased. Suppose take for example 50, we'll write it 50. So this will just width it will talk about. Okay, however we will put it here as 1. Okay, so this is the vertical axis. Suppose we want to off it, we can also make it. Okay, so then there is a or this is no change is required, we can also set to default. Whatever change that changes we have brought about, it will set to default. Okay, so then zoom slider what it will do, so it will add a zoom. Okay, this is like this. Suppose take for example I want to see the salesmen who have performed above 0.2 million. Okay, like that we can do this. So this will only appear like this. Okay, suppose I want to see the people who have performed above 0.5 million. These are the two people. Okay, so like Manan and Jatin. Okay, similarly if you want to see like upper side also we can see the people who have performed below. So this is the slider actually. We can use sliders. Uh, Sliders actually that this act like a filter. Okay, so then zoom slider is not required. So we see. So this is the column. This is the column actually. Okay, we want to format this column. Suppose take for example these are the three colors: Delhi blue and Gujarat. This is deep blue and this is orange color. Okay, suppose I want to change it. Delhi to change it. Suppose take for example, I will change it to like another color. Suppose I want to change into indigo color. Okay, so this is the color I want to see. Okay, so this is how we can change it. Suppose we want to change the color of the column, this will be changed. Okay, so similarly suppose we want to add the spacing. Take for example, it will also add spacing. Okay, you can see the change. Okay, so this is okay, this you can see the change. Inner padding. Okay, this is called inner padding. Inner padding, what is the difference that we want to keep. Okay, so this is how we can keep also. Okay, minimum category of width, suppose we want to change it to 40, take for example. Okay, so we can also set to default. Similarly, suppose take for example we want to that add the data label. So take for example Samir, what is the sales volume that he has made. Okay, take for example this add, instead of hovering over it, okay, we want to add this here. So here data label is there, so we will keep it like this. So this is the value that these individuals have contributed in terms of sales. Okay, total sales. So we can put it like this. Then suppose we want to plot an area, take for example. Okay, we want to apply to setting of what. So suppose this is only, suppose take for example this legend has to appear only for Delhi or not for Delhi. Accordingly we can also select. Here it is selected to all, therefore it has appeared in all the cases. Okay, options also, take for example options, we have certain options. Here take for, we have certain options. It is set to, okay, inside out. Suppose this legend we have to keep in, take for example. Okay, so we can also take for example we want to outside end. So this is what, whether we want to keep it inside or outside this legend, or inside center we want to keep. Okay, so we have to add it this accordingly. Okay, so then value. So like take for example the font color. This is the formatting options for the font, for the fonts. Suppose take for example I want to increase, I want to change it, take for example to Georgia. So this will be changed. Suppose I want to add to 12, so it will be changed. This legend will be this will be changed. Okay, so we can put it like 9, we can put it by default. Okay, so data label we are changing. So color, similarly this color, take for example this is the color, like gray color it is there, we want to change it to, suppose take for example this. So it will be changed. So color of the legend will be color, this will be changed. Data label will be changed. So display unit, take for example, suppose take for example we want, by default it is set as million. Suppose we want to put it as thousands, it will appear to thousands. Okay, it will appear to thousands. By default we will keep it as usual million. Okay, Similarly, suppose we want to give some background, okay, to this legend, it will also appear. This set to default. So these are the various options that we can explore one by one. Okay, so then we can also see the general options. There are some, like take for example, here there are also some options: size, height of the visuals. Take for example, this is the height of the visuals. Okay, suppose we want to increase the height of the visuals. Take for example, suppose I want to keep it as 500. Okay, so this will simply increase. So width, suppose I want to keep it as 700. So like, however, we have always the options that we can drag like this, or which corner, that which place we want to keep. We have the options by using mouse, we can use it. Okay, so then positions, we can see position, horizontal positions, and this. So we can do all these things in some of the advanced options are there. Like take for example, so maintain layer order, suppose we want to see, so it will appear. Then responsiveness, and this is also there. So then we can we will see reset to default, whatever was there. Then title, take for example, so title, we have also text, sum of amount. This is the actually title of the visuals. Okay, so this is title, sum of the amount. Suppose I want to add something, suppose take for example total sales amount. Suppose we want to see total sales amount. Okay, suppose I want to add here total sales. Suppose I can also write total sales amount by state. Okay, or so whatever we want to change, we can. Similarly, suppose this is the headings 3, whatever it is normal we can do. So or whatever we can do. Okay. Similarly, suppose we want to make it bold. Take for example, it will be bold or italic. We want to make whatever we can. This is all about the title we are reading. So suppose I want to change the text color. Take for example, okay, text color. Uh, suppose I want to change it, so I can also change. Okay. So similarly, suppose I want to put some add some background color. Take for example, we can also add this like this to this. No fill. Okay. Acha, we will put as reset to default. Then suppose we want to add some effect. Take for example, background effect is already on. Okay. We can also add. Similarly, this is the color, background color. Take for example, I want to give some background color. So this will also come. Okay. So transparency, we will see. This is what is the transparency. So accordingly, there is an also options. We can observe the changes in the visuals. Okay. Visual border. Take for example, visual border. We want to add visual border can be added. Border, this border we are talking about, visual border. Suppose we want to create some shadow here, so this shadow has been created. So this is how, suppose we have tooltips already, tooltips options is already on. Okay, so suppose we want to add this in report page or default page, all these things options we can one by one, we can also explore as per our requirement, we can also change. Okay, so these are all things. This is how we can uh, format our visuals. So one important thing that we must remember, that while formatting the visuals, we must select the particular visuals where which we want to format. After that, we have to come here to the formatting options that is given here, and we have to click here. Yeah, we have to click here, then various options we can also explore. So as per our requirement, as per our choices, we can format this visuals. Okay, so this that's for the lessons. I will see you in the next one.